Hello, hello. Just getting ready. Gonna do some unit test fixes. It's a bunch of stuff that broke. Gonna get in and fix it. This is all because of the change. It actually simplified some things on the client as well, which is nice. But it broke a whole bunch of stuff. All right. Test database download currently fails. Oh, gotta stretch. Spent a lot of time cleaning up the shop yesterday. I'm sore. Got some tea. Blazing hot tea. All right. So, panicked at DBA 1217. 1217 GG. All right. Test database download. Interesting. Send error. Why is there a send error? Shutting down? Wait. It was shutting down? Well, there's your problem. Test context. What are we doing here? What does this test do? I think this is the happy path where we just download a database. So there's a server database. Let's make some notes here. Tests that the client will download a database that it does not have when it starts up. When the client starts up. Good. Just keep testing that. Those comments will fix it. Let's see. Tea time. I need to order some more tea. I think I'm gonna start doing tea with the stream. Okay. So those we see happening. Test fetch assert fetch database event, and we have a false here. False has start checksum. Okay. This is one of those changes we made. And that download now optionally has a start checksum. So in this case, we do not expect a start. We want it to download the database, not the database from a time range. Why does it shut down? Error. Oh, let's scroll up. AOU, let's get rid of that. Error creating database in checksumdb already exists. Ah, okay. Let's search for that. Does this also exist as a snafu? Let's see. Data plane 334. So maybe it wasn't here? Or is 334 where the error is defined? It's not. 344. Oh, okay, so we attempt to download. We log more than once. Because why not? Oh, I forgot the music. Thing testing. Okay, that looks okay. It looks like the music might be a little loud though. It's about 60%. Seems like it might be okay. Let's leave it there. And if you disagree, please say so in chat. Download database. Streaming download to file. So if it does not exist, we try to create it. Otherwise, we get this error. But there are cases where... Do I have this backwards? If it doesn't exist, create that. That seems like the right thing. Where else do we do that? It's only one place. It's no snafu variant. Could it really be this? I guess if it fails the second time through, this... but I think at the previous location of this, we're supposed to clean up. So scanning in the server, streaming to file. The tea's a little nutty. I already have a DB. Only get the pages since our checksum. This should be an option. Oh, that's the end checksum. Okay, no, that one's fine. It's the start checksum. That's the option. That's the option. So we have an end with a possible start. Oh, and these are ordered funny. To start then end. Okay. So that's the start of the fetch. Then we go to streaming the download, then the validation. At this point, open the file. Let's say checksumdb. If it doesn't exist, but we're saying that it already does exist, which means it's coming through here twice. Let's just give ourselves a breadcrumb. Okay. Interesting. I'm not seeing that debug. Really? Scanning, streaming. Should have been right there. Oh, it is right here. It's right there. Okay, what about another one? I only see that once. I'm looking for square brackets at the beginning of the line. I only see that one. Here, let's make it obvious. Log error. Okay. How many times does that happen? So it doesn't exist. If the database does not exist, set it up. But in this case, somehow, oh, there it is right there. Only once. Oops. Oh, yeah, the rewrite it in Rust thing with SQLite. That looks pretty amazing. But I'm not actually rewriting SQLite in Rust. I'm just doing replication for existing SQLite installations in Rust, leveraging a VFS plugin. But yeah, other project, just amazing. If anything, I think that project will encourage some, well, um, I was going to say, I hope it encourages some um, kind of concurrency enhancements or stuff like that. But I get that SQLite is meant for itty bitty tiny things. So who knows? So if this is only happening once, that means that this already had it somehow. How did it have it? There it is, one place. What else do we do with checksumdb? Whoa, whoa, whoa. No, just in this file. Get db. We get the base path. We write a db page. Get path. Write page. Where are we creating a new one? Checksumdb. There's the initializer. Spawn blocking. What is this? Run. Yep, this is the startup of the whole system. Now the client should not have one at this point. Write DB page. Yeah, we saw that already. Database sync. Comments. Sync database. Remove database. Yeah, I think we've looped around now. Here we are. Yep, that's where we started. How does it start out with this database? Is that, I mean, it's not the test. We're in 1219. Test context with server DB. Let's just check that. We have a new test context. Those have no databases. We create a server DB and return it. So there is no client DB. Oh, Mystic Monk. How long did it take me to learn Rust? I'd say on and off. I'm going on 4 years now. But to really learn Rust, I think was within the first year. After that, like that was the most learning. After that, um, I'd say that there were some plateaus and some learning cliffs that I had to climb. Um, Ended up doing some macro work, derive macro work. Those were quite a bit different from the rest of it. So where I am now, probably I don't know, probably 3,500 to 4,000 hours in. Test context with server DB. Okay. Assert get databases event. I want to check. TC, does this one have a like show us all of your databases? Lots of asserts. Can I just debug TC? We have our test connection manager. Sorry. Yeah, this sync manager should have nothing in it when it starts up. It should find nothing in here. Hash DBs. Let's see, where do we end up? Towards the beginning. Happy.db3. Really? DB list. Yeah, it's kind of mixed in with the rest of it, but it looks like it's there. No, that can't be log. We want that. Okay. Empty. Okay. That's better. So when we start up, there are no databases. All right, we'll leave that there. It might be useful. So it's not there. Then somewhere in here, down to our code, it seems to appear. And this is our test. Okay, let's walk the code. I'm not seeing it just with our shotgun approach. Run sync manager. Sync manager calls sync database. Here we have our loop. We will call sync database for every database that we are told about. So here we have starting sync database, this line. I do not like this pattern we have here. I think this should be a function. Like instead of get base path, it should be a get absolute path for database. Attempt to download database. Yeah, this code runs pretty darn quick in the sequence. We do this maybe twice. So we do hit this warning on line 376. So we get to here. There is some sort of issue. Even if we return OK, none, we say there was an issue. So this must be the first time coming through. We call download database. Now, error downloading database. This is line 342. Okay. Nothing so far has modified self dot checksum DBs. Start fetch. We get a path. We fetch the database info. Maybe something in here? No. This should be generated code. Yep, this is generated. Okay. Coming back from there, fetch database. Not found. Okay. Here we have DB checksum. We get the database. Does this add it if it doesn't exist? Should be an option. We just don't have anything returned. Let's debug that. Those are hard to see at the moment. Log. All right. We send the request to the server. Get some sort of response. And then we return. I'm not seeing anything that would have added a DB checksum. Yeah, it's a none at the moment. We received nothing back. Well, where did we get the none? DB checksum.get. Yeah, that always returns U32. So not that. All right. Star TB checksum. Hmm. That's a none. Okay. It must be because the database doesn't exist. So it doesn't exist there. All right. So if it's not there, where could it be? And to stream download to file. Checksum get base path. We're just getting the base path. Does it exist? Absolute DB path. Okay. That won't do it. Metadata. It does not look like this would create anything. Great database. See here, if it does not exist, notice the not, unless I got this backwards. So if it's not found, we return false. So, and then we create it. And then here we just write to the page. I am so confused. Okay. Debug. This is going to be messy. Here. Base path. DB checksum. Oh, our logger's in the way. DB's checksum. I think this is empty. Is this? I can't tell. Okay. So if it's not there, I guess this will tell us, right? Is it before or after this? I presume it's before, and we'll just start, moving this line forward. Let's see what we have. There are not any. Create database. Insert. Wait, why is this creating an error then? So if there aren't any, okay or else. Oh, because it returns what was previously there, which is none. And we do an okay or else. Okay, so the problem is actually this error code. It says this is backwards. If it's something, I'll want an error. Let's go look at option. Okay or else. All right, so we want to take this positive and turn it into a negative. So if we do have that, why don't we just do a little match on it real quick? If let, oh, no, if, because we don't really care what it is, or do we? No, if dot is sum, then we bail. I want to extract this out to a variable. Database. All right. Hopefully that's the entire error. One passed. Perfect. Okay. Let's see how many got fixed with that. Oh. All right, we're down to 3. Test, skip, sync if DBs are identical. Okay. Up-to-date client DB. Tests that a database is not downloaded if the server and client checksums match. So we get the stream events, info about it. Pour some more tea. There we go. Oh, wow. Okay. Where are we erroring out? We have our debug from before, so that's not helpful. I think in this case, we're likely getting an event we don't want, but let's check. Expected stream database updates event received fetch database. Oh, so the client tried to download it. Well, that's not good. Sync database. Attempt to download database. We shouldn't come in here. Let's see. Where's our checksum test? DB info. Okay. Here's DB info. This should have the server's current version. Hey, Future Highway. Oh, thank you for the raid. Welcome. How was your stream today? To me, it looks like we are not checking to see whether or not we should skip the download. Ah, wonderful. Leak code for fun? Awesome. Great way to learn. Well, have a great Saturday. Take care. Okay. Ah, thanks. I appreciate it. All right. So, where do we want to put this? We could try to push it further up. Because if we moved it up here, we could just skip these if it already matched. Yeah. Then we would need to pass in DB info. Perfectly fine. Feels like this should be its own function. Let's swap this. Flip comma. There we go. What should we rename it to? Fetch database info. All right. Let's grab that. I'm curious. Nope. There's our database info. We'll remove it from here. And I pass this in. DB info. What is the type on that? Uh, uh, why are they incorrect? It wants a path. Really? It wants a stir. Where else do we use this relative DB path stir? And fetching that. What's this? Hmm. Leave that there. It has to be owned, which is just why we're doing that. Oh, this should not be tonic status. Um, what would the error be on this? We need to map it. Hmm. Let's listen to something else. Uh, DB error from tonic status. Okay, that doesn't work. What do we have on error? Join error. Wow. All right. We should have just done this in there. Fetch database info, fetch info. Wait. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I've lost the train. Let's reset. Okay. We're not found. Fetch database info. We have two called fetch database info. I undo. About halfway through that, I lost the train. Okay. Let's go back to before I renamed it. There it is. Fun name. And if we already have a fetch database info, why isn't this enough? Like we're calling that with the same arguments. Here, we return a tonic status. Who uses this? Just us. Oh, okay. Well, in that case, let's just move this over there. And what else do we have? There's connection. We'll return that. Now we have a not found error. Okay. Now we can just call fetch database info. We can get rid of this. Okay, we'll get rid of that in a moment. Oops, that's not it. Oh. It looks like it's still compiling. Okay, so now we have the database info. I don't want to do that twice. Okay. So this was expecting the actual path, but now we've given it a stir. So if there is an error, let's just go back to a path. It's an error. Okay. Arguably, this thing could be P, where P can go into path buff. We do not have to put a reference on that. We can pass it the thing. All right. And we still have not fixed the problem. At this point, check if we need, let's see. Self that checksum db dot. I want something that just says true or false. They're different. If we'll do something like this, checksums differ. We'll do these three things. Okay. We need that function. We do this way too often. We have to give it the path now for the database. So relative db path along with db info dot db checksum. Self get db relative db path don't want to, okay, or we want to unwrap or false. What are the differences here? Ah, all right. I see this is optional now. Hmm. Or we should have done this one level higher. What what does it look like there? Hmm. And one above that. Yeah, maybe here. At download database, we do the check. Checksums differ. Okay, that's good. Start fetch. We now no longer need these. Is that all we need this for? A checksum? Hmm. And this looks pretty good, except for our duplication of this value here. This gets called way too often for my taste. It's cheap though. It's just a stir. Okay. And our types change, return types. Can you imagine making that big change without having all of these tests? It would have been chaos later. Let's say, will it blend? Oh, there's an error. Start fetch database. Yeah. One failed. All right. Why did you fail? Unwrap received. Expected stream database. Update event received fetch database. That's the same thing. Let's get rid of this. It's a little noisy. I'm streaming download to file. Yeah. Did I get that wrong with the this? They differ. I did get that wrong. Good. Okay. Let's check all the tests. We were down to 3. Are we down to 2? Or 0? Are we down to 0? Uh-oh. Some test is not resolving. No. Okay, which one is it? Oh, and thank you for the follow. You were the 2,700th follower. Aristophanicil. Test it. Okay, this one we need to fix. And test database download as well. Ooh, that's not good. That was a simple case, wasn't it? Oh, we just got a shutting down. Could not get checksum for... Really? Could not get checksum for a DB that is expected to exist. Is that where it's gone wrong? Okay. And then we ignore everything as it starts to shut down. Interesting. Okay, let's go to data plane DB. 697. Listen for database changes. Could not get checksums for a DB that is expected to exist. Oh, okay. What is the test we're expecting? This is the simple one, right? Test database download. Test context with server DB. So we have a database on the server. It's not on the client. This is what we fixed just before this previous test. So we fixed one, broke another. At the stream, the database, the list of databases, the event stream. Okay. Database info. Is this now out of order? No, we need this in order to call this. That should have happened. Okay. So let's walk through the code and the log. Calculating checksum. Okay. It's actually hard to figure out whether or not this is the server or the client. I think I was trying to tag one as being for the server, but that didn't work very well. Oh, maybe I could do the opposite. What was it? No, I don't want to global search. Just add. With context, okay. I'm looking for the function that lets us add information to the log info. To these, like the PIDs, the version, the task. There it is. Add fields. Sync databases. Oh, well, if we have task, we should be able to differentiate between a client and a server. Say this one has task. All right. Anyhow, 105 for that. 697. We did not change that. Did it get added with the wrong name? Did we use the full name instead of the short name? I know I've done that. So listening for database changes, happy.db3. I suspect that when we added information to the checksum DB, it was not correct. Oh, either that or or. Huh. I think I know where it is. Checksum DBs. They differ if it doesn't exist. Unwrap or. All right, two bugs right here. Both because I forgot to negate the value. I don't like this differ. Checksums equal. Let's change that. Because I'm going to learn about my weakness here. If they are not equal, I would rather it read like that. If these things are not equal, then do the update. Okay. Know thyself, huh? And it worked. Great. Let's check them all. Now down to 2. Okay, let's try that again. There we go. And what are we expecting? Let's look at the test. Okay. Out-of-date client DB. This test will simulate the server and client both having the same database, with the client slightly out of date. When the client tries to stream the changes, the server will return a not found error. The server then admits that it has the DB, and the client should then download the entire database from the server. Okay, that little bit there I don't understand. That it says we don't have it, and then it's added. Yeah, this is testing a very specific case. Okay. So, where does it go wrong? Goes wrong at 1345. Here. Expected stream database event. Received fetch database. Huh. Okay. Oh, fascinating. So the first time the server says, we don't have it. Oh, no, this test hasn't been updated to the new download. Okay. So, where is it? Test database download. You can see that after we get database info event, we try to fetch the database using the assert fetch database event, not the other one. Or was it 13? 45 here. Okay. Database info. Yes, we will try to do this, but this is true because it has a starting checksum. We're just out of date. We do the stream. That goes away. Oh. we might have to update our test code here because we need to send this back. So instead of sending that, this stream, then sends a not found. Okay. I think it's going to be very similar for the other one. Out of range. Uh-oh. Is it getting stuck? It's getting stuck. Stream download to file. Not found. See, at this point, we just wanted to check. Oh, well, it doesn't test much. You know what? We split this off. So at that point, after receiving this, database should be deleted. And we're just checking that the database is gone. Because we tell it to shut down. Okay. We have a task, shut down. Ah, yes. It's doing this twice. Interesting. Our client is basically just frozen at this point. Because we come into download database. Not that. Here, start fetch database. Here. We come into here, we get an error, and then if it's not found, remove it, remove the file, and then we do it again. Because that function is called from here, we would have received some sort of error, so we'll try again. So we do this, but the server doesn't respond. The client is just hanging there. So we're expecting to get DB info. Where's the problem here? Is the problem that the server has just stopped responding. The connection didn't die though. Because all we're doing is notifying. And technically, I don't think we have a means to abort the duplex connection. Uh, I think the problem is with the test. We have to do this twice, I think. For underscore 0 dot dot 2. We do that. Oh, equals in. Okay. Pour some more tea. All right. There we go. At least it failed. What did we get? Error syncing. Database tonic error. Okay. Tonic status error. It doesn't tell us much about the tonic status error. Wow. Let's fix that. I thought it would have had more info here. Status not found. Perfect. That's a little better. All right. So where are we? 1360, 136. There. Oh, it says that it exists. Well, that's not good. We should have gotten not found. The error translated. So we try to download it twice. Once, twice. If there is an error, You know what? Yeah, let's. We cannot include the error at this point. Guess we could. Yeah, we can come back. But the error. The file should have been removed. Did we reach this point? Oh, bluesy. Oh, yeah. If you're watching on Twitch and you don't want the music, watch on YouTube, and vice versa. It did not panic where it was supposed to. It should have exploded gloriously. Where is our glorious explosion? All right, so download database does not map this information correctly. I see. Fetch database info. Convert not found. But we got info. It was maybe start fetch database. Should have been right there. Oh. Hmm. This could be it. This function was written back when we were using the other method. The other data flow where partial databases were downloaded using the streaming instead of the downloading. We have two different places at 607 and 472. Start fetch. And 607. What is this one? Stream database. Yeah, see. Hmm. Looks like. See, this converts it into checksum not found. That out of range, but not found. Database not found response error. I would have expected that to bubble up. Okay, going back to where we were trying to delete. Okay, let's attempt to download here. Let's debug this. No, not like that. All right. Where did we end up? Tonic status error, not found. So that was not converted into an error. Well, it was converted into a tonic status error. Streaming download file. Here? Yes, here. Map error. We do not know our starting and ending checksums anymore. Download results. Not found. Good. Warning. Archive server does not have that. Lovely. We remove it. Good. Text 303. Oh. Cert fetch database event. Let's raise that as an error instead. If, can we just convert that? No. Let's separate these out. I want different error messages for our test code so that people don't have to think very hard when things blow up. So if start checksum, let's do a little truth table. Match and start checksum and start checksum is sum. No code action available. Oh, I missed a paren. There we go. There's our truth table. So if we have start checksum and it is something, then okay. Database stream. Hmm. Oh wait. That is the end case. Okay. This is a mismatch. Oh, these two are mismatches. These two cases. Let's see. So in this case, we want to return an error. Um, expected time. Let's see. There's some. Let's see. Now, hopefully, it will run the tests and it will be more clear. I don't have to come into this assert function in order to see what the error is, because now we are returning the error. Unwrap on error, had start checksum, lovely. Then we would naturally go to 1366. We say assert fetch database event true. Oh dear. Now we see that it had the start checksum. You know why? Because it changes. Let's say this if I know what can we do that? No, let's just make it clear. If attempt is 0, if it's the first attempt, then it has it. Otherwise, it's false. Hilo Blocks, thank you for the follow. And our test passes. Lovely. Okay. The next one is this here, I think. With out of range, yeah. Just make sure. Yep, it's the out of range. I have to say, testing gRPC stuff using the tonic duplex is really nice. I really like it. Now, as we said before, let's see what happens though. Test dbsync if stream error with out of range. Okay. Simulate the server and client both having the same database with the client slightly out of date. When the client tries to stream the changes, the server will return an out of range error. The client should then attempt or download the entire database from the server. Is that what it's doing? It is not. All right. Well, it does. We have one, then two. When the download is finished, we should get a stream data. Okay. I don't think we really have to test this part, though. So what we're actually testing is that we get an error and we reattempt the download. Okay. Yeah, it's basically this. Uh, so after the get databases event, We need a different error. With the comment, please. All right. Now we were testing something slightly different because we do want this to happen twice. The first time has start checksum. It's true. All right. We get an error. Attempt this again. Let's do a check. That one. We will not send out of range. At that point, if we want to download the database, here it is, stream database. And then shut down and check that everything's identical. Oh. All right, what happened? Archive server does not have database. Okay. True false. Where's our failure? Oh, this logging. Did I leave a panic in there? No, good. Okay. Panicked at 1422. There's our line number. Here. Oh. We might need to wait a moment. Do I really care that it deleted it in between? Not really. I just care that it's the same at the end. Hmm. Okay. Download results error. Streaming the download. Okay. So I think we got to. We did that. Info, yes. Started this. And then it starts to shut down. It gets me sometimes because I don't see something like I do not see the await on a stream databases function. I often check. So it goes from there to here. It's like it didn't. Oh, we need one more check. So after that, we need to know that there's one more thing to wait for. We want to wait for this event that we're actually streaming. So before that, okay. If we don't wait for that, it shuts down too quick. And then the test is broken. And it passed. Oh, happy day. Okay. All tests? They all pass. Brilliant. Let's get rid of that. Okay. What about everything? Well, while it's chewing on that, I'm pouring more tea. 11 passed, one failed. And I think the one is expected not to pass. Oh, good. Okay. We should pause and go back. That too, yes. Beautiful. Okay. Now, where did we end up? Let's see. Let's go into Proto. This one. All right. So these are done. These first 4 items. Stream database updates. I don't think we implemented this yet. That's where the test is failing. And this hasn't been implemented, which is fine. Stream database updates, though. I think that would be a good place to start next time. Yeah. So we just finished fetch database. And you know what? For fun, real quick, let's see. Cat. What was it? Test coverage. I want to try this again. Hmm. Well, this is going to take a moment. Oh, and Robert for Titus. Thank you. Thank you for the follow. It's probably, we can take advantage of this time and I don't trigger some people that don't like the brightness. Let's see. Where's dark mode? There. So much darker. So this here is what we're building. It's basically like a fly.io with lightfs, but it's we can put it anywhere. So we have a proxy to be able to route our requests. The requests would go to the writer if there are mutation requests, readers, right? There could be many of these. The writer would mutate the database, which our VFS plugin would observe, sending the change to data archive, which would fan out the mutations to the plethora, our little army of readers. When a reader comes online, it would download all of the databases that it needs from data archive, and then proxy would sense that it's complete and start sending it traffic. This is the high-level view of our project. Would store the data into TiKV and maybe back some of it up to a S3 compatible storage cluster. All right. That's almost there. I want to see what gaps there are in the test coverage. Where is our output? Hmm. Let's fix that. Oh, I guess it makes sense that it only runs coverage on a working set. Oh, Ronnie Holmes, good question. So coming back to monodraw, so watch your eyes. Um, so the question is, what happens in the conflict case where the same row is modified by both the left and the right worker? So if somehow the proxy were to send a mutation to a machine that was not designated as the writer, which it could happen, right? Um, then we have a couple of places where it could be rejected. Our VFS will also know whether or not this machine is supposed to be a writer. Okay, so it would just reject the write to the application. It would look like a SQL error. Okay, so the VFS plugin rejects it, and hopefully the application handles it. Right? If both of these somehow think that they're both writers, right? Maybe there's a bug in data plane. Data archive would only accept data from the one that it believes is the writer, right? Because it also does the cluster management. So it chooses which one of these two is meant to be sending mutations to it. I could see the case where you have some errant machine that's run amok, and cluster manager decides, oh, you know what, reader, you are now being elevated to the status of writer, right? You are no longer the reader, you are a writer. And maybe this one is still sending database updates or mutations or whatever. But as soon as cluster manager chooses this one and elects this one, it's going to just ignore this one. So, and the um, cluster management would actually tell proxy, hey, this is a no-go, right? Don't send traffic that way. And we would signal that this machine needs to be shut down to whatever cloud provider is running the VM. Good question. Lots of belts and suspenders. It's like this has belts, suspenders, a garter belt, some of those little sock holders, right, to keep your socks up. Like that. It's full stack here. We got checks in all places. Let's come back here. Oh, and our coverage report finished. Dun dun dun. Do I have? Here, let's open up Firefox. Here we go. Ooh, types is 100% coverage. Yeah, that's easy. Okay, we had mainly been working in replicate Okay. DB keys, interesting. What's in replicate? Yeah, some edge cases. We have so many edge cases that we're accounting for. Yeah, fix me dummy implementation. That's the streaming one we have not gotten to. Edge case, or error case rather. Unimplemented. Stream database updates. What was the first one? At databases? What? Oh, databases stream. Yes, yes, okay. That makes sense. Okay. Just looking for things that don't make sense yet. You know, bits where I thought we were testing this. Lots of error cases. Then we get into the tests. Fine. That makes sense. So lib. Really? This surprises me. Oh, you know what? It's because we only use this when there's an error. Okay. Snafu is never used on this. Really? That doesn't make sense. Errors. More errors. Errors. Okay. That's expected. Okay. I like it. Main, don't care. Mutate. We do nothing in mutate. It's just empty. Replicate we looked at. Yeah, these just have very few lines. Right. Sled is part of the test system. Yes, of course. TiKV, we don't really test TiKV because it's meant for production. Data archive. Oh, this is the generated code. Okay. Interesting. DB checksum. Nice. I wonder if it's possible to mark these as they will not be tested. So that one won't. Main, no. We'll just put most of our code in the crate. It's a neat tool. This is the LLVM COV tool. I like it. Data plane. I would expect the same thing there. This is kind of the roughing out phase. I think there's more changes in data plane that need to happen. How it updates a database. It should really be changing the wall log and then compacting. Or, no, I don't. I really don't want to re-implement that portion of SQLite. Yeah, I would rather just have SQLite do it for me. Six functions have mismatched data. What does that even mean? Is there more info? I'm looking for more. I don't see any more. Now, data plane, line coverage, function coverage. More interested in branch coverage. Archive connection. Convert not found. Never used. Never tested, rather. There. It's the error is just not run. Oh, what's this? Oh, yes, this is streaming of the database. We do not do that yet. Okay. Interesting that this line doesn't happen. Because we break or continue. All right. Seems reasonable. Doesn't feel like we've had any big misses. I like to have decent code coverage, just so that I can basically move faster with more confidence. It's okay to go and break something because you know what the expectations are. So you know where it broke and what you need to fix. It just gives you so much more confidence. All right. Well, that's good. Good, good, good. There's still no idea what that means. Well, we are coming up on my time here. Somebody's learning Rust. We are going to raid them. Oh, here we go. Oh, sarcastic Dante. But you just got here. Well, I have been streaming much more frequently. I have quite a bit of crap to clean up in the shop. So I'm going to be doing that today. Another 5 hours, fill the truck up. Maybe I can get it to the transfer station. Got some new projects coming in. So it's probably going to be on Monday. Hopefully a long stream on Monday. I have some new resin coming for the 3D printer. Looking forward to that. Also have something that I need to print already. I need to print an adapter for 4-inch dust collection going down to 2.5. So I need to do that. All right, y'all. Take care. Bye bye.